Hey, Knoptop here, and I was out at Walmart and I found something. It's a tin can cable car. Cable cam. I'm thinking I'm gonna put my phone in this little setup right here, and this will be a cable cam setup for time-lapse and just cool moving shots. Giant, extreme slider shots. What do you think? You wanna try it? Let's do it. All right, that only took about 40 minutes, but I got it. I think I got it. I don't have the rubber bands on, but this is the cable cam. It's loose, it's free flowing. That means I might be able to get it to go up. What? I'm trying to film something.
Okay, hold on, watch.
Anyways, there it is. Got it put together. Check it out. Rubber bands are in place. This thing moves pretty fast. That spins real fast. Wow. Let's get this thing hooked up and see what happens. First, I'm just gonna set up a string, run it, and then attach a phone to it after I see how fast this thing really moves. It's not long enough. It's not long enough. Whoa. It's not backing up. It's not backing up. It wants to go. Oh. All right, I gotta untangle this and we will give it another try. That was a mess. Okay, I should have checked the reversing mechanism because it didn't seem to activate correctly. So let me just try that real quick. So it has to hit that stopper pretty hard. We need those stoppers. This will activate the reverse motion so it'll go back and forth. So we'll see how this works. I think it just needs more weight. And I don't have anything on it. I'm gonna go grab a can real quick, okay? One sec. Look at this, I didn't even know they made this. When did they do this? Michael Jackson, Pepsi. My boy MJ, gonna ride this one out. All right, here we go. I guess that's it, right there. Cool. So here we go. This thing moves pretty fast.
Hey, really?
Yeah. Shut it off, shut the machine off. What did it not do correctly? So I have to wind it around the middle one. You see that? All right, now it's correct. It's not on the runners anymore. And it's still moving. It's pretty crazy. Okay, well that's good. A little safety protocol. We're just testing it with a tin can. Well, now the only thing left to do is put a phone on it. Right? Wait, he's up. I don't want that rolling in the poison ivy, so just make sure. Might be another reason to use fishing line because it won't have stuff like this in it, because it's like a clump. The integrity of the rope is definitely weak here. This, if it's gonna break, it's gonna break here, is what I'm saying. All right, we'll just see what happens, man. So this is the little stopper piece. It has a little like Lego. It goes like that and then it goes like that. Did I get it? There. Got it. Whoa. There it is. Let's turn this on and see what happens. Ooh, it's struggling. I put it on backwards. I think I'm gonna try this. Instead of wrapping around, I'm just gonna wrap it under and see if it'll go. Oh, it doesn't go. It's like spinning. You see that? Ooh, what's that? What's it? What is that? All right, I'm just gonna put the phone on it. All right, definitely has some weight to it now. So this is the modification that I made. So I have an adjustable phone holder, and that's just a 1/4-20 wire tied on, so I can face it forward or turn it sideways, face it forward. Let's see how that works out. Got the wire set up. I have this pretty unique scenario here. Look at this. I got this cool, the light's coming through. I got this cool old truck. I'm gonna do a time lapse, and we'll just let this thing do its thing. Man, these flies, come on now. Man, what is going on? When you're shooting on a phone, iPhone specifically, you can press and hold on the screen, and that'll give you that little AE lock, and that'll lock your iris and autofocus. And that's really important when especially when you're doing time lapse and you're hitting these little lens flares like that. The iris isn't gonna auto adjust, it'll lock in. I'm gonna run a video after this, but you can see it's just way too bumpy. And that's just some issues I'm having with this string that I decided to use. And I've noticed with the time lapse, the little shakes and bumps hasn't seemed to matter much. But you can see here, it's really kind of struggling. A little bumpy there, a little bumpy. Man, that thing is just shaky like crazy. The logistics of this is pretty crazy because you got to have trees or something strong enough to hold a giant line if you want to run this. But I'm hopeful. This looks really cool. I'm hoping that it can maybe produce something worthwhile. We'll see. All right, so that turned out kind of generic. I'm gonna try this fishing line again. Problem is I gotta stretch it super tight and it's super slacky. High strength, super slacky. See how it does compared to this string. This thing has some slack. This is where the other line is, and this is where this one hangs down to. But I think it'll still work. Oh, wait, I haven't put a phone on it yet. It doesn't have a phone on it. Whew. That's how low it is. Which I think could still be kind of cool. Wait, why is it moving? I'm running video and you can see it's wobbling a little bit, but I'm gonna try running Hyperlapse. After this run, I'm gonna run Hyperlapse, see what that looks like, and then I'll do one time lapse and then I'm out of here. The difference between the rope and the fishing line actually has to run all around, completely around that center motor. So the tension you have in the string, it's tough because you gotta have that string tight, but yet if it's too tight, it could break that little spindle. All right, so there's limitations, but I switched it to Hyperlapse, which smooths out motion and kind of creates the same look as a time lapse. The cool thing about Hyperlapse is you can run it and then you put the speed setting down to 1 and then it plays in real time with the smoothing. So we'll see what this looks like. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. And here it is, the final time lapse, which I think was the best shot with this rig. Here it is. What started out as a little experiment with a cable cam ended up becoming a hyperlapse time-lapse review, so I don't know what that was about, but I hope this was inspiring for you. It was a really cool setup, super cool toy. It only cost about $10. All in all, this worked kind of what I was hoping for. It works best with time-lapse, unfortunately. Video is just, it moves too much, it's too slow of a movement, but that does make it a really cool rig, and I think this would really work well indoors with no wind. Fishing line, it's just going back and forth, and you could be doing a long form build and that thing would just be tracking along. I have another video if you haven't seen it. It's an orbiting time-lapse rig. That thing's amazing. It's a lot less crazy compared to this, but it is another way to get some cool time-lapse. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Go make something.